Hello, welcome to Take Five. It's a beautiful day, and I want to invite you to contemplate with an intention of non judgment today. And it's very important to set an intention for your day. And during practice, of course, yoga practice, we do all the physical stuff, but it's just one little part of yoga is the physical stuff. A lot of it is mental work, spiritual work, work on yourself as a soul, evolving and becoming a better version of yourself, and shedding those layers that are not you and things that no longer serve you. So I'm inviting you to contemplate on being non-judgmental. So the intention that you would form would be in present time. For example, I am non-judgmental. What that's gonna do is gonna help you be non-judgmental towards others and then towards yourself. And if you know, like if you don't do anything you don't want done to yourself. So if you don't want other people to judge you or to care what they think, then just don't judge them. And don't judge yourself too. You're doing great. You're exactly at the correct spot at the correct time, and everything is perfect. You just need to realize that. Just like my shirt says, everybody poops. Everybody does. So what? Let's concentrate on no judgment. And we're going to begin with short meditation just to center into the present moment. And for the practice, also if you have water, good to have it around you. If you don't have, grab it. Now is great time to do so. Close the eyes and begin noticing where is the breath today. Sometimes we're more anxious than other times, and when we are, the breath gets short and it just stays on the tops of the lungs. But there's so much more from the lungs. So if you try to move the breath into the belly, inhale, belly expands forward. Exhale, belly towards the spine. You're actually bringing new air, cleaning out the old stale air that's been there for who knows how long. So throughout the practice, we will try to maintain that belly breath. Try to maintain as in terms of sometimes we don't realize we're just have this really shallow breath. So when you catch yourself, because sometimes it will take a few minutes before you realize that your breath is not full. When you catch yourself, don't judge it, just be like, oh, okay, let me send it to the belly. Now, if it's difficult to breathe all the way to the belly in some of the poses, especially in a stronger practice, that means that you're holding too long in a pose. So feel free to exit anytime and go into more of a resting pose. Or it means the pose is just too intense for you for this moment. It doesn't mean you're weak or anything. It means that for now, for this specific moment, it's just too intense. Each day we're in different bodies and different states. So honor the moment and where you're at today, in the present moment. Talking about the present moment, the breath is the single most effective way to bring yourself back into the present moment. You know, if you drift away with some thoughts and schedules and memories, whatever, throughout the practice, and you catch yourself, just bring your attention back to the breath and you will immediately be right here, right now. Feel the skin on your scalp and begin relaxing that area, causing the cells to function properly with optimum vitality. Relax the forehead and the eyebrow and the jaw. Keep thinking about sending the breath into the belly. Remember the intention from the beginning of the class, non-judgmental, and non-judgmental, and non-judgmental. Always repeat it in present time, as if you are. Reinforcing that throughout the practice will anchor it into your being, and you'll be able to take it out of the practice, out of the mat. Relax the throat, inside and outside. Relax the shoulders, back. Relax the arms and the hands and the fingers. Relax the chest and the core area and the belly. Relax the thighs, inside and outside. Feel the subtle vibration on the skin and on the bones. Relax the knees and the ankles and the calves. Relax the feet. Relax the bottoms of the feet, the toes and the heels. I want you to imagine a place that's very peaceful, passive, and tranquil. Whatever that might be for you. Just being there. At this level of relaxation, all the background noises, aka the soundtrack of this moment, will serve us as focusing focal point instead of a distraction from the practice. Next stage of relaxation, envision a big ball of energy spinning really fast, pink in color, in your chest. Spinning really fast, creating more energy the more it spins. Expand this ball of energy, turning it into a globe that's around you. And it's so powerful, so strong, that it emits love and peace from itself to the entire world around you. Everyone who you know and you don't know, and everything. Always notice your breath throughout the practice. Use it to anchor your attention into the present moment, what's right here, right now. Throughout the practice, I'll be adding this sound element that each time you hear it, remember your intention from the beginning of the class. Inhaling, hands above the head, and on exhalation, moving them down at your own pace. Just keep flowing. Belly outwards on inhalation and towards the spine on exhalation. deepening the breath and prolonging it as much as you can. Keep flowing with the breath. I'm gonna have a sip of my mushrooms here. Begin a rotation, so inhaling hands above the head, exhaling right one forward, left one back. Try to have as long spine as possible, and then to the other side. On the next inhale, when the hands are up, just float them down and keep the length of the spine. Fingertips away from the crown of the head, moving left ear towards the left shoulder, wiggling the right fingers away from the top of the head. Right ear towards the right shoulder, wiggling left fingers. Straightening the head forward, look towards your left, look towards your right. Notice differences in the neck and shoulders and maybe even forearm. Left again. Again, just notice, don't judge, oh, my right side is tighter or whatever. Doesn't matter, just noticing, being aware. To the right again. Back towards the middle, and let's make a transition into tabletop. Each time we're on the hands, we want to spread fingertips as much as possible away from each other to protect the wrists. If you have any wrist conditions, then move into the fists, with more of the pressure being on the first two knuckles. Inhaling the head and tailbone towards the sky, and exhaling, rounding the back, pushing the mat away, and pressing with the feet the mat away. Flowing with the breath. Exhale, round the back. Also, each time you are on your hands, you want to have the elbows shy of lock to protect the joints. On the next exhale, go back to neutral and tuck the toes and lift up the tailbone, downward facing dog. Begin walking one heel at a time, left and then right. Actively pushing the mat away from you. Chest is going towards the thighs. Inhale, look forward and lower the knees, but don't touch the ground or the mat. Next inhale, lift up, downward facing dog. Exhale, lower the knees again, but don't touch the mat. Looking forward. Inhale, back to downward facing dog. Next inhale, shift into plank. Body flat as a board. The hands are pushing the ground away. Shoulders out of your ears. Elbows shy of lock. Where is the breath? If it's restricted, then maybe it's too intense at this point of the practice. Maybe place the knees on the mat. Inhale, downward facing dog. Look forward, move the left foot forward towards the hands and place the back knee, the right knee, on the mat. Untuck the back toes, lift the chest. See if you can move the front, the left foot a little bit forward. And also stay a little bit before the right knee, not exactly on top of it. Big stretch between the left foot and the right knee. Begin walking the hands towards the back foot while you're strengthening the front leg. Use the hands to keep your spine straight, so you don't want to round the back. Move towards the toes. You will round the back a little bit, but the movement is not down. Instead, you're thinking forward with the nose. Walk the hands forward once again. Untuck the back toe and then elevate the left foot straight behind you into downward facing dog on 3 legs. Actively pushing the mat away with the hands. The intention. And find yourself in regular downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards the hands. Forward fold. Grab opposite elbows and begin moving left and right. Tighten your core and leading with the fingertips, lifting all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Place the hands down on the mat. Walk or jump the feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, place the right foot forward this time, left knee on the mat and tuck the back toes. And make more space between the back knee and the right foot. Stretching between the legs. Get your shoulders out of your ears, so moving the chest more forward. Breathe. Begin walking the hands back. Straighter spine. Leaning forward with the nose. Straighter front leg. Walk the hands forward. Find yourself into tabletop and untuck the back toes and lift up downward facing dog. Elevate the right foot this time. And back to regular downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lowering and shoulders away from the ears. Remember, elbows in towards the body. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Face towards the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Actively pushing the mat away and chest towards the thighs. At this point, both of the heels are aiming to go into direction towards the ground, extending the backs of the legs. Look forward and move left foot forward towards the hands. Keep the back heel up off the ground. Strong core, inhaling, leading with the hands and then with the face all the way up. Kind of like a lunge. Not kind of like, but it is. Begin dipping the back knee on exhale. Dip. Inhale, up. All right, 50 more. Just joking. Put a few with the breath. Remember, all the background noises are just to focus you, focal point of the present moment. This one moment has a soundtrack. Just like each moment has its own soundtrack. Use it to center more into the practice. When you have enough of that, find yourself into downward facing dog and breathe. Inhale into plank, lowering and hover down. Lift up dog or cobra and face towards the sky. Shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Exhale, downward facing dog. At this point, this downward facing dog is more like a resting pose. So feel free to get into it or child's pose anytime throughout the practice. Look forward towards the hands, moving the right foot forward this time. Keep the left heel up. Engage the core and lift arms up towards the sky. Begin dipping the left knee this time, so exhale down, inhale up. And keep doing that with the breath. Exhale down, full inhale through the belly. Exhale down, belly towards the spine. When you have enough of that, find yourself into a downward facing dog. Great time to come back to your intention from the beginning of the class. Inhale into plank. The shoulders are away from the ears. And then move into your left side for a side plank, lifting up the right arm towards the sky. If you choose to make it stronger, elevate the right leg. If you choose to make it a little bit not as strong, put your left knee on the mat. Meeting yourself where you're at today. Find yourself in a downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards the hands, hanging there with both arms, like a rag doll. Plant the feet, spread toes away from each other, and try to get as much as possible coverage from the entire foot, of each foot. Strong. Rooting yourself into the ground. Imagine you're growing roots and you're a tree. Inhaling yourself all the way up, strong core, hands above the head. Exhale all the way down, forward fold. One more time, inhaling all the way up. Keep grounding the feet, strong as a mountain, floating the hands down, palms forward, shoulders away from the ears. Slightly tucking the chin and slightly tucking the tailbone. Mountain pose. You are strong as a mountain. You can choose to close your eyes for a second and feel the energy circulating through your entire body. You can choose to open your eyes and begin shifting your weight into the right foot. The last one is gently releasing from the ground. Find the left one on the right ankle or thigh, as long as it's not on the knee. Growing 3 branches, arms up. This one is good to find a point of concentration in front of you. It's easier to be a few feet in front of you than long in the distance, but whatever works. Notice if you're collapsing to the right a little bit. Strong and straight leg, right one, just shy of locking the knee. All the muscles in the right leg are tight. Begin maybe moving the left knee towards the chest and hug it with the arms. Breathe. More challenge to the balance, maybe move the left knee to the left, right arm to anchor, to counter that to the right. And when you're ready, find yourself in a forward fold. During these balancing poses, at any moment you lose balance, slowly sneak back into the pose. Don't slam yourself in it. Slowly in, slowly out. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, fold the arms down, palms forward into mountain pose. Begin anchoring the left foot. Knee is shy of block, and then detach the right foot from the ground and maybe place it on the left ankle. Begin growing 3 branches on this side too. Repeat your intention from the beginning of the class 3 times in your head in present time. Moving the right knee towards the chest and hug it with the arms. At some point, moving the right knee out towards the right, left arm anchoring and countering towards the left. Full breath. When you have enough of that, find yourself in a forward fold. Walk the hands forward, the feet back, and breathe. Inhaling into plank. Did you think I forgot the other side of the side plank? No, I didn't. Side plank on the right side, so turning to the left, elevating left arm up towards the sky. Stronger would be elevating the left leg Easier would be placing the right knee down. Breathe. Is your breath full? If it's not, it's too intense. So back up. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Walk the feet towards the hands and sit on your mat. Placing the feet together about a foot away from you. Knees are going into the direction of the mat. You can help the knees go down with your elbows. Keep the spine straighter. Move the feet towards you. Straighter spine. Engage the core and try not to curve the spine. Begin elevating the feet. So find that sweet spot on your sitting bones to where like you're elevating the feet, but the spine is not curved. Using core. Relax the feet on the mat. We will do this once more. Feet up. Spine straighter. It's the easiest thing right now is to really curve the spine. Instead, keep the spine very straight. Feet off of the mat. And when you have enough of that, move the feet about 80% between themselves. Legs far apart from each other, strong straight spine, leaning towards the left foot, and begin reaching towards the foot with your left hand. Faces forward. Right shoulder back, so you want to be like completely straight forward with the entire torso. Using core, inhale yourself back up with a strong straight spine, so no slamming yourself out of a pose, but instead expanding and elongating always. Reach towards your right foot with your right hand. Left shoulder back and relaxed, not forward, relaxed and back. Inhaling yourself, strong straight spine up. Place the arms away from each other. So we do the same thing, but without the arms on the hands on the ground. So exhale towards the left, reaching. Inhale, strong core, straight forward. Exhale towards the right, reaching with the right fingertips. Inhale, strong core, left. Inhale up, right. So always up, inhale, to the side, exhale. Now we're gonna make it a little bit more difficult, and feel free to be where you're at. If the breath is not full, then stay where you're at. If you want to make it a little bit more intense, then the next time you go to the left, move both of the hands overhead towards the left. Inhale, hands up towards the right. Inhale, hands up, strong straight core, no slamming yourself in the pose, but you want to always be mindful about the spine. Being mindful about the spine is using the core. So always inhale up, exhale to the side. Inversion. 3 times in your head in present time. And don't stop. Or maybe you have enough of that. Place your hands on the two ankles and begin leaning forward. Now notice in this one you naturally want to be curving the spine. If that's you, like it's majority of us, maybe place the hands behind you to support the spine and think leading with the nose forward. Imagine I go behind you and I press in between your shoulder blades. Some real pressure on your inner hamstrings. Use the breath to relax those screaming places. Maybe slowly back up on inhale and on exhale more towards the stretch. Begin walking the hands forward. At this point, you're gonna curve the spine probably. Try to move more forward than down. Send the breath to that screaming spot. Begin walking the hands towards you. Slowly exiting the pose. Use the arms to get your legs together. Hug the knees, like the chin. Inhale yourself back up and place the right knee forward. Right? We're gonna move the left leg across. So we'll be stacking the two knees, feet apart from each other, and make sure both of your sitting bones are on the mat. Breathe. Now that might be too intense, too fast, and it could be super enough to be right here. But then when to try to push it a little bit and just notice where your breath is at and act accordingly. So hands on the two sides of you and then begin, or maybe behind, even better, and then begin moving, leaning forward with the face. Keep the spine straight. This will completely change the pose and it could get real intense real fast. So always notice where the breath is. Can you relax in this pose? It's hard, especially with people with very tight legs. Use the breath, sending it into that area or that spot. Inhale yourself back up into a straighter spine. Arms to the two sides, far away from the heart center, and then move the left one forward, and then the right one's gonna go underneath, and then you're gonna wrap them around, moving elbows down, hands forward, chin forward, and down. Spacing out the shoulder blades. Move the chin towards the right shoulder, then towards the left shoulder, but keep it tucked in towards the chest. Inhaling arms up towards the sky, float them down, keep the spine straight as you unwrap the legs, and then we'll move the left knee forward. Right knee stacking on top, and then the two ankles far away enough from you to where you're like sitting on both of your sitting bones and not like the right one is lifted. Hands behind you for support, and then begin moving forward maybe, or maybe that was enough. Sometimes one side is tighter than the other one. Just notice differences, but don't judge. Remember, I'm not judgmental. 3 times in your head. In present time. Just notice it. Makes me practice this observer mentality versus attachment mentality. Don't attach, just observe. It is what it is. Wow, my right side is so much tighter than the left, so what? It's just tighter. I'm noticing, I'm not judging it like, oh, how come right one is always tight? Eh, maybe you drive a lot. Lean forward. If you haven't, I backed up really quickly from that since my right one is pretty tight. And straighten yourself back up. Right arm forward, left one on top, wrapping around for eagle arms. Moving the elbows low, and palms forward, tucking the chin towards the chest. Relax the space between the shoulder blades. Keep the chin tucked towards the chest and move it left and then right. Ultimately preparing for shoulder stand. Inhaling arms up towards the sky, floating down and keep the length of the spine. Hug the knees towards the chest. And then begin making a roly-poly. Backwards and forwards. Roly-poly. Massaging the entire length of the spine. And at some point, find yourself laying down. Anchor the palms down. Lifting up the legs towards the sky. Lifting up the legs above the head. Into plow. Make sure you do not move the head left or right to protect the neck. The only thing you can move is really moving the shoulder blades towards each other so you're more on your shoulder blades and not really on the neck. Place the hands on the lower back and maybe walk them up the spine, or should I say down the spine, towards the middle back as you are elevating the feet up towards the sky into shoulder stand. And breathe. Where is the breath? Exhale, very slowly moving into plow. Inhale, back into shoulder stand. Exhale, back into plow. Inhale, back into shoulder stand. Last time, exhale, back into plow. Feel free here to bend the knees and move the knees from the two sides around your ears, and maybe even moving the hands towards the feet. Breathe. Very slowly float the hands down, and to protect the spine, hold the spine as you're lowering your butt. Eventually find yourself into hugging the knees. As you could probably tell, I'm a little under the weather. That's fine. Moving to the left, moving to the right, massaging the spine. Let's do this roly-poly thing. Once again, roly-poly, massaging the length of the spine, and try to incorporate the neck as well. Next time the head is down, drop the knees towards the left. Oops, just laid down on my hair. Right arm up towards the sky and behind. Twist in and breathe. Maybe forcing the breath a little bit, because here the torso is all twisted, so the breath is restricted. Inhale, knees towards the chest. Moving left and right, massaging the spine. Drop the knees towards the right, hold them down with the right hand. Left one elevates up and behind. Moving the breath lower and lower. Inhaling, knees towards the chest, moving left and right. Space out the shoulder blades as much as you can, away from the ears too. And find yourself in Shavasana, extending the legs away from the sitting bones or feet together and knees apart from each other. Palms are up. The chin is tucked as the neck is a beautiful continuation of the spine. Begin relaxing the entire body. The most important pose of them all. It seals the practice, and also it teaches your body perfect body alignment. Bring yourself back into that place from the beginning of the class, this place of tranquility and peace. Begin relaxing the entire body, starting from the toes and heels, feet, ankles, knees, thighs, core, chest and shoulders, arms, hands and fingers, throat, face. Relax your face and scalp. Now I want you to do this once more, but starting from the top, like we started the class, from the scalp going all the way to your feet. Go through all these areas mentally without me guiding you through the different area. But also envision as you do that, from the crown of the head, you're inhaling white light, feeling all this area with white light and energy, relaxing. Keep laying down as we seal the practice with brief sound bath. Are you playing some instruments? You just relax and keep laying down. On each inhale, you're more relaxed. Back to the beginning of the class, this intention, and repeat it 3 times in your head in present time. And feel free to stay where you're at, keep meditating, or even take a nap. If you do choose to, get out of the practice, begin with wiggling the toes and fingers and extending real far from feet to hands. And gently find your way to one side into a fetal position that resets the body. Help with the help of the top hand and core lifting up. So no ninja up out of the pose. Inhaling hands above the head and towards the heart center. Namaste. Keep your strength, and thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful day.